What's up, Wake Up family? Thank you guys for joining us for another great edition. Today we are joined with our co-host, the amazing content creator and boxer Miguel, who's
Miguel.
sitting right to my left, and our amazing talented guest Abel, who's also an ex-fighter. And today I want to speak a little bit about, the journey of becoming a content creator, like the struggles, because as you see, you're on our platform and we're independents and we hustle and bustle and get it done. But it's not as easy as one would think. And you're a full-time creator. So I
Yeah.
want you to, tell the people your story.
So just from seeing how competitive and how almost repetitive it seems nowadays to see everyone on social media trying to do all of this, it almost becomes like I feel like performative to an extent. So you always have to make sure that when you transition into making content, that you have to do it with true passion and just for the love of the game, basically. So when I started basically documenting was back when Instagram came out around 2012, and I had a 1999 Mitsubishi Eclipse, which was like my dream car growing up because I used to play it back in like Need for Speed Underground or watch it in the Fast and the Furious movies. And then I wanted it as my first car. So when that happened, Instagram had really come out back in 2012, and I just started documenting any little changes that I would do to it. So back then, Instagram was I feel like a lot easier to like maneuver. People weren't really seeing content creation as much of a real thing. And what's funny is that people, would kind of just, when they would ask me, what I did, and I would mention that I would do like any sort of YouTube or content creation. I think even till this day, some people don't take you too like as seriously as someone that's like a doctor or has some sort of a PhD or some sort of master's that that could kind of show that you have at least some sort of knowledge. But like I think it comes down to just being able to, like I said, have passion for it and just do what you love. The money aspect, I think, is more on the side where I think you should be able to do it if you can sustain yourself with like a steady income or steady job and do it on the side. And then if you reach a point where you can somehow make your own business out of it, because personal branding is huge nowadays. I think it's the key to basically either networking, selling your own products, selling your own merch. You could get brand deals. You could. There's so many things you can do, and just putting yourself out there is going to give you much more better probabilities in doing good in the world versus someone that's not online. That's just from my personal experience.
Okay, but I'm sure like working that hard, it does affect your mental health. Like,
Oh
because
yeah.
you have to constantly put content out, like every single, if not every week, at least
Yes, correct.
every couple of days. I would assume.
So one thing I've been consistent with is posting one YouTube video every week since 2018, and the mental health like journey that I had. Basically, in the beginning, I had a lot of self doubt. I lacked a lot of confidence. I wasn't good behind the camera. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know how to work on my own car. I didn't know what to film, and I still put myself into that position just to do it. And I remember just, uh, can we talk about the pandemic at all?
Of course, of
Okay,
course.
okay, yeah. 2020 happened, and then everything changed. Everyone was. I think it affected everyone in a negative like manner, and it definitely took a toll on me. So I had basically started. I was looking for a job to be able to keep posting my content, and I came across a job opportunity as a videographer for a Porsche repair shop in the Inland Empire. And when I started basically working there, they initially asked me if they could kind of start me off as an intern to kind of see how I worked, and if things worked out, then great. But basically, the whole thing was happening, and they basically weren't able to afford me as an employee. So they told me like, hey, we could help you with sponsorships because the shop had a really big name in regards to social media,
Mhm.
and he basically told me, I'll get you sponsorships, I'll teach you how to work on your car, I'll teach you the fundamentals, and we'll kind of guide you in the direction that you want to go into if you just stay as our videographer. So I was like, okay, that's fine. But during those times, I remember myself just being depressed, like lacking, the self belief to be able to pull it off. Because at the end of the day, it's like what I realized is that nobody really knows what they're doing. Like it doesn't matter how much of a mask they can have on. Like no one really knows what they're doing. So it's like as long as you're happy, as long as you're able to just kind of like I said, do it with passion. I think you'll be okay. But it was I think that period for me was where I was just like depressed and I was sad. Um, and then eventually, I was in a relationship at the time. It took a toll on the relationship, obviously. And then after that, that even like put me into a worse position. And then basically, like right after that, it was kind of like my comeback to basically become a better person. I moved out to Mexico, and then I was pretty much there like basically like the last 2 years. And then I'm barely back. So now it's like a new journey in regards to what I'm trying to do. But this whole time I've been documenting my journey, and I've been posting once a week on YouTube ever since then. So it's been a roller coaster, man. Like I can sit here and just talk about it, but it's like that's kind of like an overview of it.
But you're still here, man. So
Yeah.
the journey continues, and from what I understand,
Yeah.
it's waiting into you becoming a boxer.
Yeah, just crazy because it gives me the confidence to be able to tell myself like, you know what, like if I put my mind to something, like I could actually pull it off. And you start believing in yourself more, and you start brainwashing yourself to think in that positive manner, basically.
Let me ask you this before I turn it over, because they looking at me like, you gotta turn it over. As a boxer, do you have to go into it with the mentality as a man that you gotta remove like your emotions or anything that you feel could be a negative, that could impact you negatively?
All I could say is like with having a competition 1 week away, it's my first competition. I could feel like the energy that I feel, and it feels very masculine. It feels amazing. Like I almost feel like it's almost like a high because I'm just like, and I mean even just training with these guys, it's crazy because I've seen my progress just in a matter of like 1-2 months, and I'm like, holy crap, like I could actually get good at this. And then adapting the mindset from the content creation into this, I'm like, you know what? I might actually be able to beat some guys. I might get beat up. I don't know, but we're about to find out.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
All right, okay.
So.
All right, okay. So,
Thank you for passing it on.
He's starting.
Right. Anyway, but I know Abel, you are also a fighter.
Yes.
Can you tell, as in this segment is sticking with mental health and so on and so forth,
Yes,
right?
of course.
Could you tell the people how was that journey? Also, I know it came to an abrupt end. How were you feeling? How were you mentally? So on and so forth.
Man, it's honestly like it's like a roller coaster. I'm not gonna sit here and just gonna be straightforward. It was tough, you know. There's times that where you got there's distractions, you know. There's like when growing up, you just want to, you do amateurs, and you want to become a pro. But there's also those distractions like, oh, I want to be in this relationship. Oh, I want to be, all my friends are going out to go party. I should go over there. But I got to train. I can't do that. And then not even on that, it's also too, as you get older, it gets harder. Because they see a lot of the boxing, they always say it's a young man's sport.
Yeah.
It's a young man's sport, and you never know how you say it. Kind of lost my train of thought. No, but
Take your time. Take your time.
yeah, it is a young man's sport, but my whole career has always been overshadowed by, oh, this guy's better than me. He's a younger star, he's the faster one, and everything. But I always prove time and time again, I was always in this. I feel like I was always in a hamster wheel. Always try to prove to people that I am better than him. I am better than all these guys you put in front of me, and I hit them and everything. But just because I do that, I try to prove it instead of the more I try to prove to other people, I forget that I didn't prove to the one person that I should have proved it to, was myself. That I should have just ignored everyone else and just did me. I should have just done that. If I would have done that, I think I would have took it further than where it is now.
Well, may I ask this, Abel, as well? Wow. My good brother Fode and I are sharing this microphone, and I hope it's picked up. So normally, right, there we go. Right. Normally, I'd face and talk to you.
Yeah.
But for this portion of the conversation, at what portion of your career and your life, Abel, did you realize the importance of what you just said?
Damn.
That you had to make sure that you showed up for yourself first, instead of these other entities. Excuse me, I'm doing AAP now. Yeah. He can't keep his hands off the mic. He's just be hitting it, fumbling it, touching it. But when was it when you started your family? Did you realize that? Was it when you stepped to a different direction? Was it just one day you woke up and was like, you know what? I gotta put me first. Because proving yourself to the world will run you ragged.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%. I'm not gonna. But yeah, no, it. I never did. We'll just be straight up honest. I never did.
Mm-hmm. So
And
what you?
then when I finally got to the point where I was like, okay, I can do this. The fights got tougher. I did get cut on my left eye. I had stitches on my left eye, and and after that, I did have I was like, I can do this. I can really do this. And I got to a point where I did have a big loss in my family. It was my brother-in-law, and I tried to come back from that, and the funeral didn't happen, and everything, and it was just only a month in, and me trying to fight, and I got beat up, black eye and everything, just that day. And I remember the coach telling me, "You're not ready," and I told him, just like, I am, but just you gotta give me time. I'm like, I'm still trying to recover from a loss, and no, they just moved on.
Yeah, yeah.
And after that, I lost, my confidence after that, and I never really recovered from that fight, and I never recovered from that loss.
So for a young man or young lady that's watching you and that either knows of you, seeing your craft in motion, what advice would you give them? Because what you said was very powerful. That's why I'm still stuck on that. Like you had to show up for yourself, and you had to realize with yourself, you a champion.
Yeah.
Like if you look at the things that you've worked through, even before your career, the things you've worked through, you should look at yourself in the mirror and be like, I'm a badass.
Oh yeah.
I did that. Like me personally, I've been held at gunpoint twice. I've had my share of fights. I had a lot of things go on. I'm from Philadelphia, so it's gonna be what it's gonna be. A lot of people may not know, you can't tell, but if it needs to get that way, it can get that way. But
Yeah.
my experience in my life has shown me like different things. To show up for myself is key though. Being a people pleaser and all that stuff and being out in the world, run you ragged, man.
It does.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that self-love? Would you consider that self?
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And it's okay to be selfish. Because people have the word mixed up. You could be selfish, you gotta care about yourself.
It's crazy because I feel like I've been going through that recently where I feel like I'm just more like I don't care about how people feel towards me anymore. I kind of feel just like, I'm just gonna be me and whatever's for me will come to me. But I definitely feel like the tension in regards to like relationships and how I'm letting things go, and I just don't make the effort for people, and I'm just kind of focusing on me and just doing my own thing. But I notice the resentment that comes from the relationships but then again, you shouldn't care. So
Well,
that's
But you're human though, so
Yeah,
not
I was
gonna say,
you will care.
and I'm an empath, so I feel like everything, and I feel people's emotions, and then I tend to isolate because I feel like I'm just overly like stimulated sometimes when I'm just like
Yeah, you get bogged down.
Yeah.
So what I will say to that, the same thing as my friend AP and my brother. I will say AP. We look so much alike. It's not a negative thing to feel. And being an empath and receiving those energies, Miguel, you're going to feel them. Feel them. Go through them. Explore them even. They're beautiful to feel in this experience, We just have to put up that boundary.
it's a wall.
And even if it's a wall, you have to divide, okay, this is a situation that I'm in, it's temporary even.
Yeah.
This is how this person feels towards me. Just because you're isolating yourself and you are working on your craft, you're working on what you were put here to create, to do.
Yeah.
How dare you stand in the way of that? It's like, absolutely not. Because the beautiful part that comes with that whole package deal,
Yeah.
you rummage through the trash. You weed out the snakes.
You're wrong.
And that's okay.
And
Let
but-
them be mad. They're going to be mad. Haters going to hate. But then you also, it hurts a little bit deeper when you have family or close chosen family that starts to veer off. And they're like, dang, I don't see you no more. I don't talk to you no more. And it's like, well, you're working on the best version of yourself.
Do you think that happens to everyone with age, like the self-awareness or that sort of introspection? Or do you think not everyone goes through that sort of process?
You said at a certain age?
Do you
Or
think that
did you
happens?
act- what-
I think it's me because I'm 31. So I feel like these last 2 years is when
Light bulb?
something clicked, man. And I'm just
It,
kinda
well,
like,
I can say And then I'll give it to AP as well because
Go ahead.
he's hot. He's on fire, right? I'll say that it's it varies because at a younger age you may be more awakened to realize like actually because some people do it and it's like it's different. Sometimes you can tell it's a little bit different if people are being nasty about it.
Yeah.
But if you are truly living in your purpose and you're creating, you are doing what you were designed to do, then it's going to feel like you said, like I do it and I'm just like, oh well. It's no strain or there's no resistance. The water keep flowing. You're water, so you go around the rocks. Okay, cool. But it's different for people when it's like I'm purposefully doing it, but I'm also doing it out of spite. I'm doing it because I don't feel like talking to you. I'm doing it because I don't want to.
Well, I think you could always transmute, like for example with Abel, like he's basically been the underdog this whole time. I think you could transmute that energy into something positive, like you said, and just become a better fighter that
That's
way.
what you do.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you do. Because that energy, like you said, Miguel, that you feel, and you're like, I feel like I'm on top of the world. Like this masculine, this powerful energy. Abel, the same thing. You take that energy, whether it's anger, because it's all energy, anger, sadness, depression, you name something else that you may feel, joy, and you take all that energy and you harness it like it's the sun, right? And you just move forward with it. It's a lightsaber. Wield it.
Never apologize for how you feel and for what you feel is best for you. And the reason I say that is because in this life that we have, your journey is your journey. Okay. You don't have to explain to anybody why it is that you need to do whatever you need to do that you feel is best for you. So with that being said, I just want to say, I know you said, does it come with age? That could tie into it. With age comes wisdom, comes maturity. Yeah. So don't ever feel like you owe anybody an explanation because of what you need to do to help better yourself.
But what if you're wrong?
Yeah. I mean, that's what I was going to interject in.
Yes.
Listen, the three of us here know exactly what I'm about to say.
Oh,
It sounds sweet. It sounds beautiful.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you fight for the first time next week. It's going to sound terrible to say, but I believe he will agree with me as well. Take that emotional part out of it.
Yeah.
You are stone when you're in there. That guy next to you, put him down. Okay. If his family is there, good. They can see you win and put their dad down, or it sounds terrible. But that same mindset is that what that guy across that, is going to have for you. It sounds horrible. But how many champions do we know, Abel, that have that same mindset and has won over and over? I mean, look at Crawford.
yeah.
Has won over and over again. It works because it's been hundreds of years that people have been doing it, and it has worked. You bring a lot of emotion and feelings in that ring, they're gonna hurt you, boy. We're gonna watch. You can't call the cops. You can't do anything. We're gonna watch you get beat up.
And how do you turn on that primal killer instinct?
You
just have to.
You just have to. You're human, so it's gonna kick in. It's either fight or flight. Seen a lot of dudes look great in the gym. They step out that light, get cracked once. They go down and they're buffs. Okay, and I've seen a lot of dudes, Marvin Hagler, get beat up over and over again in training, and then go in that ring and walk another man down and beat him down to submission. It's the hurt man business / we're prize fighters. Gladiators, that's it.
Okay, let me ask you a question because you say get in the ring and do it and turn it off.
Never do that again, by the way.
That's
That was.
Would you say it's the same? Like we're all artists and we're acting. We're actors and producers. Is it similar to that? How when you step on that stage?
No, because you don't act boxing. People die every year in the boxing ring.
Hear me when I'm saying what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
As an actor, when they say action, you got to transform into whomever that character is in that moment. So if I got to be like, I'm going to fuck you up in this scene or whatever.
Okay.
Like, it's like I got to cut out whatever else and I got to fuck you up in this scene.
True,
So is it the same?
No, because again, that's not real.
But no, but I understand.
It's not the
No, I
same
understand.
feeling.
No, okay. You got
It's
it.
not the same feeling. It's not the same emotion. Going there and playing a role as a boxer does not give you any sort of
But you have to
death factor to it.
you have to remove yourself. Like when you show up on
Yes,
set
but
as an
somebody's
actor,
not
you have
trying to
remove
beat you
Foday.
to death. There's a huge
understand.
problem
Okay, I
with
get
that.
that.
Because you're pretending to be one thing and then the other guy's actually going through the experience. You can be in a play and pretend to have the Million Man March,
I mean,
right?
no.
But were you spit on? Were you sprayed on
My
actually
bad,
doing
Miguel,
that? Like
'cause I feel
that's
like now it's here now.
Gentlemen, just sit back and watch the fireworks.
We are running out of time, guys, so we're gonna end this very soon. What I'm saying is, it's
Yes.
still a job. He's still going. He's a boxer. He's going to do a job.
yes.
As an actor or an artist, you're still going in there to do a job. When you show up on set, you're there to do your job. If you don't do your job, what happens? You are what? You're fired.
Sure. Okay.
So
Great.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but in boxing, you're not fired. You're face down, ass up, in front of a whole crowd while your family's looking at you, probably bleeding
He's not
halfway
wrong.
through. And like,
And he's-
it's not the same thing. What is an actor?
An actor is you're not you're playing
Okay,
pretend.
elaborate. Go deeper. What do they do?
Can I butt in? I think so. I think being an actor like comes around being more of like a mask versus having a self image of like actually being a boxer. So like I am a boxer. I believe I'm a boxer.
Exactly.
But when you're acting, what are you trying to say? It's like basically you just kind of have to turn on the boxer mode, or what would you?
Well, I'm saying, I guess I was trying to put it in the perspective of you're saying like, how do you turn off the feelings? I was trying to equate it to that as an actor when you show up on set. You have to leave your like, it's just like if you come to work and you've had a bad day, or you could be grieving someone, like Abel said. I've had directors say to me, when you come here on this set, leave your troubles at the door. Whatever you're going through, leave it at the door. We don't care. We don't want to hear it.
Do you think that's what happens when boxers
No,
go on, like,
I don't
gyms?
know. I don't know.
You get
So
trouble at the door. I'm like, what?
I'm looking for clarity because I know, and then you're absolutely right. I'm not a boxer, so I don't know. I don't have any experience. I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but I'm still trying to get my point across.
I know you are. What he's trying to do
so
right now,
Miguel,
he's
what I'm-
trying to compare the two.
Okay.
Okay.
Is
But
there a
it's not
comparison?
No,
comparable.
I get what you guys. I know what you. I know because I know from
Yeah.
your standpoint. I know your standpoint, and I know what you're trying to say from your standpoint.
Thank
I got. I know, but I, but I understand. Like we do have to show up. You know. At the end of the day, no matter what, a boxer has to show up, and no matter if he's going through a divorce, no matter if he's going through like a family loss, no matter if he, like anything that's happening in the outside, he has to turn it off. That guy in front of him, he don't give a, he doesn't care, because at the end of the day, you're there and we're in there to duke it out, and one of us is gonna come home with the belt, and one of us is going home with a beat up face for no reason.
Okay.
So, and everybody in the internet now can make fun of you, and like you're like a big old meme.
Yeah.
Until you show up the next fight and show that you're not that guy, basically.
Okay.
It's funny because when I started boxing, remember I could barely hit you.
Yeah.
I couldn't, like, it's something inside me was like I can't punch him, and it's like
Yeah.
transitioning to be able to just actually hurt someone with intention is a whole nother ballgame. I feel like it's something that you have to learn.
So you know what, Miguel? With that being said, we need to do a part 2. Like after you do your fight,
Follow up.
yeah, we
Follow
need to
up.
follow up with you. You both are welcome back, because this sparks a lot of controversy in terms of like you're not there yet, in terms of like you haven't fought, but I would like to ask you, and obviously I would have to wait to ask that question. What is your perception now versus when it actually happens in real time?
It's like the saying, like, have you ever been punched in the face type of thing? It's crazy. So,
It's crazy, bro.
like
That
I feel
is
like,
crazy.
Like I feel like just like the masculine power that I feel is so like fulfilling, and I think every man should do some sort of combat sport. I highly recommend it because it changes your perspective completely. It makes you more confident, and you just it's crazy, man. And I'm only 3 months in. I can only imagine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I like to win. I'm very competitive.
Thank you. There you
There's nothing
go.
wrong with being
That's why
competitive,
he's my
man.
friend.
Well, you know what? Cause y'all, we running out of time, and I hate it when we run out of time. But definitely want to have both of you back for a part 2.
Okay.
Because I want to know how this will affect your mental health after you fight. And Abel, you said something earlier, and I wanted to say to you,
Okay.
like, just always walk into a room and be confident. I know you said at times you struggle with that.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
been challenging. But when you walk into a room and you're confident and you know your worth, then people, they respect it in a way that sometimes is inexplainable. And then in a lot of ways, people won't play with you. It's almost like when you step on this floor and you're like, I know who I am. What's up? You know what I'm saying? Somebody will look at you and they'll go, all right, okay, I might want to think before I react. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that power is there. You know what I'm saying? So I want to talk to you again
Oh yeah.
just to see like if you were able to get to that place. And it's not something that's going to happen overnight.
No.
It takes time, but you're going to get there. Like you said, you boxed. When you step in that ring, just think about being in that ring, but outside of the ring, wearing that confidence.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
It's just
Yeah.
knowing you are enough as a person.
There you go.
Yeah.
And on that note, we're going to see our guys Miguel and Abel. Part 2 will be coming soon. Y'all stay tuned for that. Is anything that you two would like to leave with the audience as we exit the interview?
I personally appreciate you guys having me here. It's been a great conversation, and I can't wait to come back. Hopefully, I will win it. It's I'm gonna
Yes,
win
he
it. I'm gonna
will.
win it.
My
Speaking
friends
into it.
don't lose. He will win.
I will win. Yes, sir.
Thank you as well. Thank you
Yes.
for having me as well. And you know, I leave everyone know if you do have a dream big because you never know, and keep working at it.
He done took us home, people. On that note, we will catch you all later. Stay safe. Peace.
Peace.